And why? No, we won't do that. Judge Austin, Thanksgiving must be interesting with your clan, all these engineers. I'm very impressed by your family history. It's just amazing. What made you want to be a lawyer?
I'll make this story short. I was working as an engineer at VC Summer Nuclear Station, and when I started, SCE&G was suing Westinghouse for problems with steam generators with the warranties, and none of the engineers wanted to work with the lawyers on the discovery issues that they needed, so they stuck me with the lawyers, and I ended up absolutely loving it, and felt like I could, help with knowing what they needed, and a lot of times I would bring them information that they didn't even ask for. So they told me, you're pretty good at this. Why don't you go to law school? So that's how I ended up applying to law school.
Well, I'm glad you did, and congratulations to your family and all your families. Ms. Sheriff, you present a dilemma for me. You seem like really a qualified guy. You've served in the U.S. Attorney's Office for how many years?
Over 20 years, Senator.
You've been a prosecutor, right?
Yes.
You did civil litigation?
Early in the career, I did 5 years in the civil division, and since then, I've been a prosecutor in the criminal division.
You've been in federal court a lot, I would take it.
Yes, Senator.
How many jury trials do you think?
I've tried, I believe, approximately 10 criminal trials and 2 federal civil jury trials.
Yeah, most things get settled, but you've been in the courtroom, right? Why did you join the ACLU in 2019? Is that right or not right?
So, Senator, I've given small contributions
Which is
starting
fine.
that year, and my understanding is they consider contributors to be members, and that's why I listed it accordingly.
Okay. So I could ask you everything about the ACLU, and we'd be here all day. I don't agree with a lot of it. Some of it I actually do. Like the idea of not having police officers in schools seems to offend the ACLU. Do you know why that is?
I don't, Senator.
Does it offend you? You're
well,
a parent.
No, it does not offend me. I've spoken actually at give introductory remarks at a school safety symposium that brought together educators and law enforcement on the topic of dealing with active shooter situations and other school safety situations. And I believe I specifically commented on the importance of coordination in that area in any event between law enforcement and educators.
And I think the ACLU openly advocates for people to try to avoid interacting with ICE agents who are doing their job to enforce immigration laws. I mean, and the idea of obeying the law, whether you agree with it or not, does that make sense to you?
It does, Senator. I completely believe in the rule of law, that it's fundamental, and obviously our immigration laws, like other laws, should be fully enforced.
What would you want to say to the ICE agents and their families out there right now? How do you view them in our society?
Well, our office works closely with them on criminal immigration cases under 8 U.S.C. 1326. And like other federal law enforcement officers, I greatly respect the work that the officers do every day, putting themselves on the line and working a lot of hours that aren't compensated to do what needs to be done in public service.
You're from Berkeley, right?
I grew up in the Eastern District of California. I was born in Berkeley, but that's in the Northern District,
Okay,
and I
good.
never really
That
lived
was a
there.
good answer. I mean, nothing wrong with Berkeley, I'm sure. Just on our side, it doesn't ring a lot of good bells, but that's okay, Tell the conservative members, given who you are and where you come from, why would you be a good judge?
Senator, I've committed to over 20 years in public service, upholding the rule of law, and one of the things that is fundamental and been important clearly in that has been evaluating cases fairly and objectively in the office, both as a line prosecutor and as a supervisor, where I've reviewed north of 1,000 indictments, many of them multi-defendant indictments. And I have absolute commitment to the rule of law and following precedent and would do that rigorously in any case that came before me.
Senator Hirono?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to all of you, and welcome to your families and friends. I ask the following two initial questions of all nominees who come before any of the